What's going on, Civilian Jeeps? It's Jake here, and today we're going to be working on the hard doors on my 2005 LJ Rubicon. It also works on a Jeep TJ, which I believe they're all standard from 1997 to 2006. So if you need to know how to take off your hard panel on the side of your hard door, as well as remove the glass, which there's tons of videos on removing that panel, but I haven't seen one on YouTube yet about actually removing the glass. I'm replacing the glass because this Jeep has went through years and years of just abuse and neglect to the glass on like trails, and it's all scratched up, which I'll show you here later. So I've decided to buy some on the internet. I've got mine for I think like $48. $48 for the passenger side and then $48 for the driver's side. I'm replacing both. But say your Jeep's been broken into and the glass is busted, then this is the video you need to be able to replace that glass. Now, sorry for the traffic behind me. I live on a major road, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into a side tangent. Just kind of got to deal with the noise at the moment. But I'm actually going into the basement to do this procedure because in East Tennessee here it's kind of cold. So the doors are removable, obviously, so I've taken them off, put my hard doors on to keep the Jeep out of the elements. If you want to take your doors off, two 13mm bolts on these hinges. Just take those off, lift up, the doors will come off, and make sure you take the little keeper right here off as well. And let's move down into the basement and I'll go over the rest of the procedure on how to replace the glass and take the panel off of the hard door. Before I start, here's the tools that you'll need. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, a T15, a T25 Torx head, a driver for the Torx, some type of pliers. I chose a needle nose pliers, but they don't have to be needle nose. Two small screwdrivers, and then I have a flashlight, mainly because I'm in the basement and there are some places you might need it. So we're in the basement here, and I want to show you this glass real quick so you can see what I'm talking about with just how terrible this glass was scratched up. So here's the glass. Let me put it up here to the light. Maybe you can see just all those scratches. That's what I'm trying to fix today. So, oh, better lay that down on something besides leather. Alright, so here are the doors. I've already done this side, so I can tell you accurately how to do this. That's the new glass right there. So now I have the new glass to put in this one. To get started on taking the hard door panel right here apart, you want to take the roll-up window lever off. Now let me show you how to do this on the door that's already off. There's this clip right here. Some forums call it the Jesus Christ clip because you're going to be praying to Jesus to get it off, but it's really not that bad. So this is going to sit right here in this groove, as you can see. So basically, while the actual handle's on there, you need to pry and get this out. Now this is going to be sitting in between here on your actual door. I've already got this one out for demonstration purposes, but it's going to be sitting in this crack. Now the easiest way to do this is I've found to get two little itty bitty screwdrivers, and the trick is to bend one of them. Keep a bend on it, and you're going to use this one to pry between to separate these two little pieces right here so you can see the clip. Now you might even need a flashlight like I've got here to be able to see the clip itself. This is just a cheap little flashlight that sits on your neck. It's pretty nice. But anyway, to be able to see where the clip is, now once you've pried between here, get this screwdriver with a little bend on it and just pry on the clip. And once you've pried on the clip, it'll just shoot out. Sometimes you can catch it when the clip is like slipping out of the edges, and just keep prying on it. But once you've pried that clip out, this piece right here will just come out. Now again, the clip is going to sit right there in that little groove in between these two pieces. In between these two pieces right here. Once you have the handle off, there's going to be two T25 Torx head bolts that hold the handle on. So take them out. There's going to be a T15 here, a T15 here, a T15 here, and a T15 here, and I believe that covers it. Yes, the rest are just the pull type plastic pieces that hold almost all door panels on cars, it feels like. They might break. I've had two of mine break already, but you can find them for replacements on Amazon if you need more. It's not that big of a deal if you break one. So just start prying. I've already got this pried off, but you want to start down here at the bottom. You can feel it be loose. And just start prying on it until the door panel is nice and loose like this. And then just the easiest way I've found is if the window is down. So you can either start with the window down or just put the handle back on. Obviously don't put the clip back on. Put the handle back on. Just pry it. Now, both mine from a previous owner are already cracked, so be careful. Even though I didn't look like I was that careful, I barely had it on anyway, just for demonstrating. So whenever you get the door off, you're going to see there's a plastic shield, like a dust cover, that's going to be over this door. The actual pull strap bracket right here is going to be on the outside. I just have it on the way it is now for demonstrating on how to do this. But so the next, with your plastic still on, the next thing you need to do is take this bracket right here off. Once this bracket's off, start peeling the plastic. There's like an adhesive on it. I believe the previous owner before me used RTV when the adhesive quit adhering. But honestly, I mean, this adhesive that's going to be on this thing, you can use it again for resticking this plastic. So don't worry about trying to get more adhesive for it. You should be able to reuse the adhesive that's already on there. So anyway, take that bracket off and then peel back the adhesive for this plastic. So next what you need to do is take this little trim piece for the window out. There's 2 Phillips head screws right here. Once those are out, pry this piece back, pry the seal. It's not going to hurt it, just take it out. Now pull up on it. As you can see, there's a piece right here that's going to be down in the door like this, so you got to pull up. Pry the seal until it is about right there, and then just set it down, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, next, get the handle for your window roll up, put it back on. Obviously don't put the clip on like I mentioned, just set it on it. Roll the window about 1/4 of the way up until you see this bracket right here. This bracket uses a Phillips head screwdriver. Take these screws out and be careful, this is glass, so you don't have to beat and pry on it, and there's going to be some force that's going to be needed, or some torque to get the bolts out, but just don't manhandle it. I mean, your glass is right here. So once you've got it out of this bracket right here, pull up on it, and these clips are going to get in your way whenever you get up here to the actual door handle mechanism for the latching and pulling. So the best thing to do is go all the way down. You're going to pull this window to where it is on the other side of this actual rail that holds your glass. Same true over here. And to do that, you need to go all the way up and then kind of pull out just a hair so you can see that the glass is going to be on the outside of this mechanism right here that holds the glass. The easiest way that I've found is, once you do that, is to try to get this window vertical like this. Once you get it vertical, you can just slide it out. You can just slide it out right here with these clips missing this whole mechanism here. You want to be as careful as you can, but you might have to get a little rough with it to be able to fish it out. Next, grab your new window. And I'm just going to set it on top of the old one to make sure that I have the correct window. And it is. As you can see, it does not come with the clips on the bottom. That's what your set of pliers is for. So I got my needle nose pliers. Flip this over. Squeeze. Be careful not to break the clip itself. And kind of push. Squeeze and push until the plastic goes through the window. Just take your time. There you go. Do the exact same thing for this clip here. And you'll want to put these facing up like this. Just go over here, make sure the window's the same orientation. Face it up like that right there. And it'll just pop in. Just kind of work it around. There you go. Make sure it's fully seated and turned upward. And do the same thing for this side, for this side. Alright, this I feel like is the trickiest part of this whole process, because you don't want to scratch up your new glass, because that'd be defeating the purpose of putting a new glass in it. So just like we pulled it out, I'm going to start vertical, fish it down, being careful. Like I said, you are going to have to give it a little force. Alright, so once it's in, turn it as best you can to where it's horizontal again. Now, make sure, this is imperative, make sure that this right here, the glass is going to be going through there. There's little rubber that this is going to be sitting in. Same with here. You gotta make sure that the glass is setting in the channel that it's supposed to be setting in. You can feel the rubber. I messed up on this one. It's extremely hard to roll up because it didn't slide exactly into the rubber piece right here. So I had to take it back out and slide it back into the rubber piece. So don't make that mistake. Make sure that both sides have fallen into the rubber tracks on where it's supposed to sit. Okay, once it's in the channel, bring it about a quarter of the way up again. Roll your window up. Get it to where you got the peephole to set the glass back in. Put it back down. Line it back up. Take your Phillips head and the two screws that you had earlier. Line those back up. Keep in mind, like I mentioned, this is glass. Don't He-Man the thing and crack your new window. You want to make it snug, but you don't want to make it Godzilla type. And it's snug. You get a better hold on it. And snug. So now your glass is in. That's pretty much the gist of it. Now just start putting it all back together. Make sure that it rolls up and down in a nice motion. And it does. So now let's put the seal back in so we can fully roll it all the way up and check out how we did. And this seal just pops into place. Make sure your window's rolled down. Look for the hole at the track that this sits on. You can see where this is supposed to sit in the window. And it just falls down into that groove. You can line up your holes, your Phillips head holes, with what you took out earlier. So put them in. Once you have them screwed in, Finish putting your seal in. And that's it. So now that's on, roll your window up. Look around. Seals well. So now I have 2 new glasses in my hard door. So let's go ahead and do the reverse process and put all the stuff back on. Begin by putting your plastic piece back on, lining it up with how it's set before. And just press the adhesive down. I think mine's a tad bit off. There we go. And just go around the door, pressing it back on. Next, take the piece for the door pull and put it on. This little indention right here that you can see, a little jut out, it goes towards the front, towards the door handle. This is one of the most frustrating parts for me. Take your door panel, roll the window down, and you just want to set the door panel in place, which everything's fine until you get to this front part right here. The front part never seems to want to actually slide down in the channel. I've just had to be a little rough with it, and mine's already cracked right there, so I really don't like being rough with it, but it's the only way to get it in. So you want to slide the door into the groove up here, slide it into place, and you'll feel it, like the back side's already in, you can feel it flush with the seal. Now the front side, you kind of gotta, like I said, be a little rough. There, now it's on. So now make sure you take your door handle off. It'll set down like that. Put your Torx head bolts back in, 15, 15, 15, 25, 25, and the 15. The door handle one, you didn't necessarily have to take it off, but I mean, it don't hurt anything. But put all those back in, and then we'll put the door handle, or not the door handle, the window roll-up handle back on. Okay, so last step, get the window roll-up handle, get your little buffer piece. Get your clip, put the clip back in. It just slides into the little groove that's in the plastic for the roll-up handle. And the easiest way, just put it on like that, give it a good tap. Now it's on. Let's roll it up, see how we did. Rolls up nice. Roll it down. Yep. And that completes how to install new glass and take this panel off of a hard door of a Jeep TJ 97 through 2006. Thank you guys for watching this. If you would like to know any more information, or maybe I went too fast on a step, leave me a comment below and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. I hope you learned something out of this and don't make the mistakes that I made. Main key things to remember is, you know, just a little screwdriver for the Jesus clip with a little bend on it. That'll help out a lot. Take the bolts out of the door and pop those pieces out if you break one. It's not that big of a deal. Life goes on. You can buy more online. The glass itself, rotate it, take it out of the channels on the side, and then rotate it vertical, and that'll help you guide it up past the actual door mechanism to latch the door back and forth, and lock the door that gets caught on the little plastic pieces. So make sure that you do all that, and those are the main takeaways. You know, just be careful. You are working with glass here, and these are older doors now. So all in all, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, if you have a comment, leave me a comment below, and you know, when it comes to Jeeps, keep it classic.